जो मास्क आता है वो स्टोर हो जाता है ना सर?
हम्म।
जो सर,
स्कोर नहीं दिखाया क्या?
नहीं सर, मैंने ग्रेड बुक में चेक किया था तो ग्रेड बुक में 100% शो कर रहा था मेरे को।
तो ठीक है, नो
सर
प्रॉब्लम।
उसमें कितना अटेम्प्ट रहता है टोटल?
दो से हार्डली दो अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हो।
सर मैंने थर्ड टाइम भी कर लिया था लेकिन सेफ
हाँ,
साइड
तो
पे
थर्ड
रहने के
टाइम
लिए।
देखो, अटेम्प्ट अटेम्प्ट तुम थर्ड टाइम फोर्थ टाइम जितना भी करो, वो लोग दो
यस सर।
अटेम्प्ट कंसिडर करें।
ओके सर।
तो वो बाकी टाइम जितना कर रहे हो वो प्रैक्टिस के लिए मैंने ये कर दिया है, अनेबल
ओके
कर
सर।
रखा है कि तुम उसको बाद में तुम भी और इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए खुद को टेस्ट करने के लिए वो कर सकते हो, लेकिन फर्स्ट टू अटेम्प्ट में जो स्कोर लाओगे वही कंसिडर होगा।
ओके सर, यही पूछना था, थैंक यू।
सर आपने डेडलाइन के बारे में कुछ याद दिलाने को बोला था व्हाट्सएप पे।
हाँ, deadline is like, till 15th, you can give all the exams, whatever pending exams you have, related to the checkpoint as well as your practical as well as final exams. So you need to complete by 15th of May, all those exams. Okay, so in today's class, we will discuss about this DSCP. And it is, as you know, that like when we are configuring that IP address and going to the each and every devices, and if you have 100 devices or 200 devices in your network, so it will be very difficult to manually assign the IP to each and every device, right? Previously, we were doing it because there was a few device, so it was easy to configure 5 to 10 devices that we can take the IP. But in your network, if you have hundreds IP, thousands IP, I mean, in the sense of IP, in the sense of like thousand number of hosts you have, or end user devices are connected in your network. So on that case, how do you, while going to the each and every device and typing the IP is really time taking, right? So in this situation, what we can do? So there is a concept called DSCP, and DSCP is what basically is a dynamic host configuration protocol. And this protocol basically uses the DORA process. So today we'll explain you the DORA process, then we will go for the packet tracer configurations. So just have a look. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
यस
sir.
सर।
यस सर।
Just look at here. Like DORA process basically it uses the concept of offering the IP address. So it will take an example of DORA. I mean, why we are, telling you like why we'll use the DORA process for the DSCP. So just you need to understand, like DSCP is what basically it's a dynamic host configuration protocol. And when you're assigning that IP, like suppose this is a system which is connected in your network. This system is also connected. So previously, what we were doing it, we are going to the each and every individual system. We were manually assigning the IP address. Okay, and if you have thousands of systems, so 1,000 times you have to type the IP address for each and every systems. So that was the challenges we were facing, right? And this think of it like there is some new client is coming, like in your network, and you want to assign that IP address. This is your new client. Okay. So in this situation, uh, this host, I mean, this client, whenever they are connecting to the switch, so for that case also you have to, check with the range of this, whatever the IP you have given to this host, and accordingly you have to assign IP to this client, right? So that was it's a very challenging thing, like for 1,000 or 2,000 PCs, if they are connected in the network and you are giving IP to each and every PC manually. So to come out from this problem, there was a concept came that is called the DSCP. The name itself is dynamically it assign the IP to each and every users whoever connected in a network. So in this case, the DHCP uses the concept called like discover, offer, request, and acknowledgement. So there are, if you combine all four things, it will become DORA. Like it uses a concept called discover, offer, request, and acknowledgement. Okay. So if you combine all these, letters, so the word it will become like DORA. So that's why this process, like how DSCP works. So for that case, we uses the concept called DORA process. That's why the name is called DORA. No specific like DORA is not a word like there is no meaning. Only the name they have given, and for the understanding the working principle, for that we are telling the DORA. It's not like that. DORA has some specific meaning of that for understanding the DSCP. For each and every letter of the DORA, right? In this word having some meaning. So like if you take an example of D, D is for discover. So what is the use of D here? Like whenever like suppose you have 50 PC or 100 PCs connected, okay, in your network, and one new client is going to be added in this network. So in this situation, what will happen? This new client does not know the IP of the previous client, right? This new client, if you take an example, just see, just look at here. So this new client, whenever you are adding in a network, this particular host, or suppose you are going to join one office, I mean one company, right? And in their office, like there was a already 100 employee are working, and when you got an one laptop for you, and in this situation, whenever you'll take the laptop from your organizations, so you don't assign the IP, right? The same thing like happened with the KIT. Like when you will get a laptop from the ICT cell or the KIT university, so at that time you don't assign the IP to your laptop. I mean, in your laptop or in your desktop, whenever you are going to the lab and not, right? Automatically the IP has been assigned. So they uses this concept DORA process. So in this case, what happened basically, whenever there will be a one new user is joining to that particular network. So in this case, this new user does not know the IP, right? So I mean, he or she does not has knowledge of what IP that should be configured in my laptop, or the previous laptop what they are connected in this their network, and what IP they have used. Actually, they don't have idea about that, right? For the new user. So for the new client, so there will be a concept called discover. So new client does not know anything. So what it will do, it will send a discover message. I mean, he or she does not know, so he will try to discover himself, like what is my IP, what should be, the ranges of IP I should be allocated so that I can communicate with my all the colleagues, maybe, right, or in my networks with other people, and I should be in the same network, right? So what it will do, it will send a message that is called as a discover.
Excuse me,
That is
sir.
the first step in this case. Yeah, tell me.
So actually, I just had a doubt that the checkpoint exams we are giving, like, is it necessary to score like very good percentages? Like, does it add up to the certification process, or it is just for practice?
No, no. Checkpoint exam is also equally important. I mean, more than 60% marks is necessary.
Yes, so more than 60% marks, I know. I'm telling that only. Like, does a good percentage matter, or if we just pass or have 76%, 80%, that will be okay?
No, no, no. Only above 60%, everybody will be considered equal. I mean, just pass is fine.
Okay, so means above 60%, everybody will be like considered, right?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that like someone is getting 90%, someone is getting 65% or 61%. So everybody will get the same certificate, post-completion certificate. But the thing is that it depends upon your performance. I mean, if you will score better, so there will be a chances to pass the Cisco exam as well. If you will score
Yes,
less,
yes.
then yeah. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir,
just
I understood.
so in this case, like the first, the masses that will be come from the client side, and client does not know the IP. So what client will send? I mean, client wanted to discover, right? So the message which client will send to the server, or you can say that to directly will first go to the switch, right? Because client is connected to the switch. So this message will be broadcast because initially nobody knows the IP of this new client, right? So it will be broadcast to each and every devices, broadcast to the server and all those PC which is connected in a network, right? So this message, I mean, it will broadcast to the IP address of broadcast IP. What is the broadcasting IP, guys? 255.255.255, right? So through this
Last
IP,
IP.
last IP address, right? So this through this IP, I mean, here the client new client message will be broadcasted to each and every devices whoever will be connected in, and maybe like suppose I have connected one DSCP server, right? This is my DSCP server, and sometime like in a network like there is not single server because single server is not sufficient to handle like each and every things, right? So if you have connected multiple server, right, like 5 or 10 servers, so this all those servers which are connected to that the switch, so they should also get that message, right? The because the new client is whenever he or she will be allocated with the IP address, everybody should know that okay, in our network this PC is having this type of this IP address, right? So initially, and whenever you are sending an particular IP, I mean from the new when we're broadcasting the message, right, throughout the network, so that process, the first message which is going, that is called as the discover one. So in discover message, what are the things will be there? Like two things will be notified. One is called as the each and every device having their MAC address, right? So MAC address will be there whenever you're sending in message. Okay. And there will be two things like that is called as the source port and the destination port. So TCP uses, I'm sorry, DSCP uses port number for the server port number, UDP port number 60. So 67, right? So what I can write here, the
Sir,
source port UDP port number 67, and then there will be a sorry, for the client it will be a 68 for the client side, but when it will goes to the server side, then it will become 67, and that will be a destination port from the client side. Destination port from the client side will be a UDP port number. So I have written over here from the source side for the client client side, it will become 68, and here it will be UDP 67. Remember this. This is for the 67. Right, 67. Okay. So from the client side. Yeah, who was asking?
So actually, I was asking about the OSPF assignment. So you told to upload the configuration, right? So you checked my OSPF last class. I then again did it with the new devices, but still it was showing error. Like the connection was not happening. So I uploaded that file, the old version.
No problem. So after that, have you checked that with other devices? Last time
Yes,
yeah,
yes, I did it again from the scratch, but it was showing some error.
still showing error.
Yes, means I again connected all the devices. Means removed the entire connection and did it again. Till it is showing some error.
Okay, so let the class get over and then I will check it. Let this topic
Okay,
get
sir.
completed, and once we'll complete a DSCP, so afterwards you just have to share your screen accordingly. I'll check. So just look at here, guys. So in this case, what we were talking about, like when the message will be sent from the client side, right? So there was a discover message, and there are two things will be shared from that message from the client side. One is like the source port of the client, like the source port UDP port number. It will be used as a 67 and sorry 68. This is your 68. And 67 will be the destination port. So destination port is what basically is a for the server. Just remember this, because server uses the the port number UDP port number 67 to respond through that. I mean the server side, it will be UDP port number. UDP is what is a user datagram protocol. So this two protocol like TCP and UDP, that is used in the transport layer for the sending and receiving the packet, right? So I mean the messages and the segment when it will be sent from the different networks, right? So in the TCP IP stack, you'll see there will be a two protocol that they generally use, TCP, and that is called as a UDP protocol. So here, if you take an example of server, so server uses that UDP port number 67. So from the source side, if you take an example for the server, so it will be a UDP port number 67, and from the server side, it will be a destination is like UDP port number 68. But from the client, it will be a reverse. Like source port will be 68, and the destination will be 67, because this message should be sent to the where? It should be sent to the server. So in this case, what will happen whenever the message will be sent from this particular client? So in this case, all the message, all the information, it will be broadcast to each and every devices whoever will be connected to the switch initially. So what will happen? These devices are already having the IP. This actually new client is looking for the IP address. Okay, because this client has not been assigned any IP, right? Initially, so whenever the message will be goes to this device, they will not accept those messages. Why? Because they have already allocated with a IP address, and they don't have right to allocate the IP to the other device, because these are normal PC, right? Maybe laptop, desktop, and workstation that will be connected in a network. So what they will do, they don't have job to do this thing. Okay, so they will simply just ignore this message or discard this message from their end, right? But what will happen with the server? Okay, server will listen that. Why? Just think of it, because server will listen, because you have in this new client, the what the IP I mean he is looking for, he does not know, but server has the range of IP. Server has that the stack of IP address in their server, right? So their job is to allocate the IP address. So what the server will do? Server will check it. Okay, so the message is coming from the client, because if the client has the source port like 68, so it means that this message is from the client, and client is having that what MAC address, it will be also be mentioned, right? Whenever the client is interacting to the any of the server, so MAC address automatically will come out, right? So this server will get to know, okay, so I have this, the range of IP address, and this person, I mean, this client is looking for the IP. So what I should do, I should offer one IP. So when the server is offering IP through the port number UDP port the 67, and it will be send it to the destination UDP port number 68. Again, UDP port number 68 everybody is using because all are the clients. So but they are all are not a new client. Remember this. All are the clients, fine. But the new client having what the MAC address, because MAC address is also a unique address, right? Because each and every device is having their unique address, one MAC address and one IP address. But this new client is only having the MAC address, not having the IP address. So this server, DHCP server will offer one of the IP address. Okay. So while offering this IP address, what it will be there, just understand that in this, offer of the IP address, two things will be there. One is that associated with the MAC address to whom the server has to offer that IP. I mean, that MAC address will be defined. And another thing, that one IP from that the range of the network, what IP you have assigned to the server and what IP should be given, the ranges of IP you have given to the server, and a server has to allocate to the each and every devices, that will be there. But one unique address, not a range of IP, will be allocated to the client. This process will not happen. Only the range of IP which was there in the server, from this range, any one IP it will collect from there, and it will be sent through the offer message. Remember this. Through the offer, there will be two things will be shared. One is the IP address, and already you have the MAC address you got in initial message when the client is discovering himself. At that time, MAC address you have received. So IP address plus MAC address will be there in this message, in the offer message. So when it will be sent, again, this message will be broadcast to each and every devices. Why it will broadcast? Because everybody should know about that. This is the new client, and this someone is the new client who is going to get this type of IP address. I mean, okay. So due to that, again, second message will be broadcast to each and every ports of the switch. Even there is some server is connected in this network, server will also get that particular IP address, and along with the MAC address. So that those people will also get to know, okay, there is a one PC is going to be connected in our network whose MAC address is this, and the IP is going to be offered to that particular new client is something like maybe 192.168.10.1 or something like that. That IP is going to offer to that particular new client. So everybody will get to know that. Then after that, what will happen next? In next case, like we have used that two things. One is discover message will come from the new client. Second is offer will be sent from the server side. The third thing will be your, in the DORA process, that will be your request. So request will be sent that, okay, I'm totally fine with this IP address. So kindly, kindly allocate, just confirm my IP address, whatever IP that will be offered from this server. The client is going to listen, and client is going to accept that IP. Okay. So the client will again send a request to the server. Okay, it's fine. I'm going to just accept this IP address. So in this case, server has to acknowledge, okay, this IP is going to be allocate. This IP is going to be confirmed with the new client. And this again, the acknowledgement message will be also sent to the each and every devices. But who will accept? Only new client will accept. Other will not accept. Why? Because other does not have the MAC address. Remember this. Because whenever you are having communications, so MAC address is a unique address also. So it will be not goes to this PC, because this PC will not receive, because this PC is not having the same MAC address. This PC will also not, this will not receive. But in this network, if there is a new client, and definitely their MAC address will match with that, the acknowledgement message which will be sent from this DHCP server side, and that MAC address and IP address already he has accepted, right? So that's why he has sent the request after accepting this IP address. So when he is sending the request, at that point of time, server has to acknowledge that particular IP and along with the MAC address. And afterwards, once this new client will accept this particular IP, then in this entire network, whoever will be connected, they will get to know that, okay, this is the new client is have been added in our network, and this IP maybe this will be the IP which will be shared by the DHCP server, and the MAC address will be there. And if you have any other DHCP server in this network, the other DHCP server will also get to know that, okay, one more devices are also there in our network and their IP is this, and this one will be the our new device in our particular network. And if the second new client is coming, the same process will be repeated. Remember this. This is our maybe we have the 100 PCs, so 101 PC is this new client, 101 PC for this new client. If another PC is coming 102th PC, and they wanted to get that IP. So for this case, again the same process will be repeated, like the discover message will be sent to each and every devices whoever will be connected in the network. That will be broadcast to all. Then offer message will be sent from the DHCP server along with the IP and MAC, and then the new client will accept that IP. Then once it will accept, then it will the request, okay, this confirm this IP address that I'm going to take this IP. So the four things will be shared from the server side, like we will acknowledge you, this IP is going to be confirmed to you, and it will be also shared with the other DHCP server, whoever will be connected. They should also know about that, okay, this is a PC, and that PC is going to be connected. I mean, this new client is going to be connected in our network, so that client should have that. This is the IP that has been assigned to that particular client. Okay. So in this case, this is also called as this working that you have understood about the DHCP. This is also called as server client model. Okay, so you can write in the bracket like it is also called as a server client model, and a few more things like you can note it down, like what are the port number it uses DHCP for this particular connections. Like it uses UDP port number 67 for the DHCP server, and UDP port number 68 for the client listen. So few points you can write it down in this. Like the first is the port number UDP port number 67 and UDP port 68. So this 67 is for the server, and this is for your 68, that will be for your client, that the client is to listen. Okay, apart from that, it provide that what DHCP provide. So in the first point, like apart from this two important things you have written, like DHCP port now 67 and 68. Apart from that, like there will be some ranges of IP, like what are the following things that will be provided to the client from the DHCP server or scoop, that is also called as a DHCP scoop. DHCP scoop. Okay. So DHCP scoop, what it provide, like the first thing, the range of IP addresses. First thing, like the ranges of the IP addresses which start where it will be given like the start IP address and end IP address. Okay, so that you have to allocate in the DHCP server, and that IP, the ranges will be shared with that. I mean, that will be a range which out of that range it will be allocate one IP to the each and every client. Then second thing, like it provides the network mask or the subnet mask. The third thing is like it provides the default gateway or the router address, default gateway address or the router address. And fourth thing is like DNS server IP address also it provides. So there will be a name resolution servers where it will convert the name to the IP address, and in this case also like DHCP scoop provide that DNS server's IP address. That also you can provide, I mean, from your end in the where in the DHCP server, and accordingly it will be allocated with that different client. And also you can like write the another point, like it provide the DNS name as well. it allocated with a particular name. So these are the different, important points that you need to understand and you need to remember. Like sometime in an interview, also people ask, so can you explain the working of DSCP or working principle of this DSCP, how DSCP work? So whenever if anybody is asking, explain the DSCP working. So in this case, you have to simply explain the server client model and the server client model of the DORA process. And DORA
Excuse me,
means
sir.
for this. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, what did you say about the fourth point? Like you mentioned that it provides the range of IP address, then provides network mask or subnet mask, then
Uh,
provides default
Default.
gateway or the router address, and then the
Yeah,
fourth one, sir.
DNS servers IP. DNS
Uh,
servers IP. Yes.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, and the fifth one?
Fifth one, DNS name. Particularly, if you want to allocate the name, this is the name for the particular. This ranges of IP address and their name you want to give. The DNS name, simple. So this fifth point you can add, but it is not a. It is also part of DNS, but DNS basically, if you allocate that particular IP, like last time I have shown in the packet tracer, like 8.8.8 you are writing for the Google, right? So if you'll allocate that, whatever IP you are using it in your network, and maybe like any web pages IP you are specifying in the DNS server, Facebook IP or Google IP. So you have to give the name of that particular web page or particular websites, right? Like this is the website and this is the IP. So that thing also you can configure while configuring DSCP in the server. So that thing also you can specify. And apart from that, like suppose there will be some ranges of IP you are allocating, like maybe 100 IP you are allocating in the DSCP server, and all the 100 PCs is going to be named with the one DNS, like maybe your KIT DNS, suppose. So you have given the one name as a KIT, and all the KIT people can have the access of these particular web pages or websites. So that thing also you can allocate. You will create a pool of IP and you will assign that particular name, and accordingly, all the PC whoever will be connected from that same name, they can access those web pages, okay, or those websites. So this type of things also can be done through the DSCP scoop. So that's why I have given the last point, like fifth point was the DNS name, only name. So IP will be assigned in the fourth point, like we have written already, DNS server IP address. And the fifth point you can mention like DNS name.
Excuse me, sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, in the offer process, DHCP server offers IP address and MAC address
No.
to the
MAC,
client.
it doesn't offer MAC address. It offer only IP address. Remember this.
Okay.
Offering
So,
IP address
MAC.
will be done. MAC address is by default it will get from the client itself. So
yes, sir,
when
that was my confusion.
yeah, when the client is sending message, na, so at that
Yes,
point
sir.
of time, MAC address will be received by the server with the
Okay.
port number they are using it, na, UDP port number 67 and 68, right? So from the
Yes,
client
sir.
side, there will be a source port like 68. UDP port number will be the 68 from the client, and UDP port number 67 will be for the server. So because of this port number, other PC, those who are connected in this network, they will not receive the message. Only the server will receive the message because you are sending through the UDP port number 67. And when the server will receive the message, the server will get to know that, okay, this is the client is going to connect in our network and he is looking for the IP address. And what is the IP? When the message he will receive through the port number 67. So at that point of time, the server will get to know that, okay, this message is coming from this client and his MAC address is this particular, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
he will get to know the MAC address. And then when you send the packet of IP packet, actually, like that was a message of offer. So whenever he is offering that IP address, so the IP address along with the MAC address should go, because he has got to know that MAC address before of that.
Yes,
So
sir.
IP address along with the MAC address, why MAC address will be mentioned over there? Because this IP maybe think of it, immediately 5 or 10 new client has been added. So to whom
Yes, sir.
you have to send? मान लो
Okay.
कि सडन सडन अभी एक क्लाइंट आया है, मान लो इमिडिएटली उसी के बीच में 10 क्लाइंट और आ गया, वो भी सेंड करने लगा डिस्कवर मैसेज, फिर तो कंफ्यूजन हो जाएगा, फिर किसको अब
Yes,
रिसीव
sir.
करना है, तो ऑफर कर दिया
हाँ.
है, तो उस वही रिसीव करेगा जिसका वो मैक एड्रेस मैच करेगा.
Okay,
Got it?
sir. Got it. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, if someone asks us what exactly is DHCP scope, then we will just say that it is a range of IP address that can be assigned, right?
Yeah, you can. Range of IP address, subnet mask, gateway. These are the things that have been assigned to the client. So that is the basically DHCP scope does. Okay, so I hope it's clear to all. Now we can move to the practical. So this is the theory things is very important. Anytime it has been asked in your interview, not only in the Cisco, also in your campus placement. Remember this, guys. In our on campus, like sometimes people, if you mention in your CV, na, you have done the CCNA course completions, or we have the course completion certificate, did the training and all. If you mention, they will ask this type of questions. Many people, because this computer network is a very common subject, and everybody, most of the people has no basic knowledge in this, so they generally ask that the demanding questions, and most demanding question, these are the questions like routing protocol, that your DORA process, then R process. Just a minute, guys, let me connect my charger. Just now you can say who was asking.
Sir, actually, initially my network was a little bit laggy. So, can you explain that DHCP scope it will be assigned by us, or can you explain that?
No,
The
they see under the DSCP scope, I mean, just like a DSC, once at the end, network administrator will do before of that. I mean, when you will configure the DSCP, na, so while configuring DSCP, you have to give that ranges of IP address, which will be going to be assigned to the client. Okay. So basically, DSCP scope, what it provides that ranges of IP address. It also provides the subnet mask, default gateways, and the DNS IP address, right? So these are the important points that you need to remember.
yes.
Like,
Okay.
yeah. So that thing we will also do it in the lab as well, like how you will assign the range of IP that we'll see now. Because at then you have to configure the DSCP accordingly, the DSCP will respond, right? So if you'll not assign ranges of IP or the pool of IP to the DSCP, how DSCP is going to be assigned to their client? So you are the admin, and you have to first do the things in the DSCP server. After that, DSCP server will respond. I mean, by default. I mean, dynamically it will be going to be allocated from the server side to the client. So that afterwards you don't have to do anything. You have to just connect the PC, and automatically once you enable the DSCP, PC will get immediately that particular IP address. So just see. Yeah, tell me.
So DHCP server also assigns lease time for every IP addresses, right?
Yeah, sorry. List. Yeah. I mean, there is some timing, like what you said again. Ask me, Swadip.
Yeah, so DHCP server assigns lease time for every IP address, right?
Yes.
For refreshing the IP address.
Absolutely, yeah. Lease time. Also, you can mention this. This is the another point. Like lease time in the sense of, like, there will be some time period, like how many days or how many hours that between that you can get that particular IP address. So that you have to set. I mean, if you want to lease time, you want to set for the 1 day, 2 day, or 10 days. So that admin has to decide. Or if our admin want to make it in the 10 hours or 15 days or 10 minutes. that should be assigned to the if the the request is not uh, received from the client side. So afterwards maybe it will discard that. So in the next time again, client has to send the discover message, and accordingly the offer will be sent from the DSCP. It will start from the scratch. So there is some list time you can mention from the scoop, like DSCP scoop also do this thing. Okay, so let's move ahead with the next our topic which we have discussed theoretically. Now we will go to the practical, and we will understand like how we'll configure DSCP and not. So let's connect one router.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, then ultimately, until the DORA process is over, every message in this is getting broadcasted to every device, right?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Sir, are the request message and acknowledge message are also broadcasted?
Yes. Why it will be broadcasted? बताओ रीजन, अभी मैं बताया था, तुम लोग फिर से पूछ रहे हो वही चीज। क्यों ब्रॉडकास्ट होगा, एक्सप्लेन करो। Suppose I am your interviewer and ask you why this acknowledgement and request message will broadcast.
So that all the devices know about the new client, sir.
Yes. Not only devices, along with the some other DSCP server, if it is there in a network, so that server also get to know. So just enable this port after 0/0. Sorry, I'm not in the particular mode. Okay, so I'm in the config mode. I'll type my IP sorry, first we will make it port on. So int
Sir,
fa.
can you change the host name to R1? It will be
Yeah,
correct.
that is fine, but there is only one router is there, na, so no
Okay,
meaning
okay.
of. So
Yes.
just look at here. I am in the FA 0/0 interface. So I'll make it no SH. And apart from that, now you can see here that port is now getting on. So what we will do, we will first assign that one default gateway address to that particular interface. So here, let's type that I'm in the FA 0/0. So IP address 192.168.1.1, let it be, and the value is like 255.255.0. This is my default gateway address. I have assigned. Let me exit from interface mode. And here, if we type IP DHCP, just see IP DHCP, give question mark. What is asking? Just look at there. Excluded address. See, there are many way to assign the ranges of IP. Remember this. Like if you write the pool, so you can give the pool of IP in the sense of there is some ranges of IP you can assign from your network, right, to the client. So what I will do, like I will go ahead with the pool of the IP, and if you want to restrict some of the IP, you want to exclude some of the IP to the client, like maybe you are keeping some IP or ranges of IP for your some special purpose, maybe for the research or some for the official work, like those PC who will be connected in this range of IP, they have some restrictions and all. So for that case, you can exclude some addresses. Okay, that thing also available in the DSCP. Like when you will exclude those IP address, so when the new client is going to connect in your network, so at that point of time, that client will not receive those excluded IP. Apart from that, whatever IP is there, remaining IPs, from there only the client will be assigned the new IP address. But whatever IP you'll exclude for maybe some special purposes, so those IP will be not assigned to the any of the client. Remember this. So that features is also there. You can write here like after DSCP you can exclude and then the address you can mention. Okay. So first we will go ahead with the pool of the IP. So let's go ahead with this. Just you can write DSCP, and after this, after DSCP, just write the pool. And after pool, do you need to type anything? So just give question mark. So pool name also you have to mention, because this DSCP pool is for which organizations you are going to create. Maybe, right? So you can give the organization name or you can give your name also. That's all up to you. I mean, you are a network admin, you want to give your, you have assigned the DSCP. I mean, you have created the DSCP server and you have given that ranges of IP address. So any name you can give here. So I'm just typing KIT, right? So IP DHCP pool, and that is for the kit. Okay, after entering this, now we will be under DHCP configurations. Just see here, your mode has been changed. Previously, you were in the global config mode. Now you are in the DHCP configuration mode. Okay, so if you have given that particular name of your organization under the pool, so now the next job is that which network you are using in your organizations. So that you have to configure. So here you have to specify the network, and what is the network ID you have to give here. Network ID like 192.168.0. System. Okay, so just to mention, I'll just briefly explain that from where I have started. Okay, for the DHCP configurations. So let's see, like there is a router we have connected and switch and some end user devices. And in the router, I'm just configuring that DHCP server, right? So here, initially what we did, simply we have made it port on of this interface FA0/0. I made it no shutdown. So for that, I have run this command, right? And then once you have completed this, then we have moved to the IP address. That is a default gateway address that we have assigned. And then once you have assigned a default gateway address, then we have created a DHCP pool. And in the DHCP pool, we have to give the name. So the name I have given like a KIT. That is any name you can give. It's not only KIT. I mean, you can give your name as well. And then we have to define the network, which network the KIT is using. So let it be like the network like 192.168.1.0. That is our network ID. And along with that, you have to enter the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Okay. So after completing this, you have to just if you'll go to the next step, just see here, that is all your choice. You want to give the default router address, that also you can assign. But generally, if you'll give the default, that will be better because each and every PC also need the default gateway, na? Because without default gateway, how they'll communicate with the different, if you have a directly connected network, some more PCs where those are connected with the router, and and all are in the same router, so you can communicate with the different network as well through the router, right? So for that case, you have to mention that default gateway. Otherwise, if you not mention default gateway address, so you have to individually go to the again PC and you have to mention the default gateway. So better you have to write the default gateway here only. So what I'll type, default router address. I mean, because router interface has one IP, that is 192.168.1.1. I hope you remember. This is the IP which we have assigned to the interface of the router. So here you have to mention default router. Done. And you can give the default ID. I mean that your interface ID 192.168. What is the address? 1.1, right? And as I said, like you can also specify the DNS. Okay. So if you want to mention the DNS, what will you type? DNS, and just give the DNS server detail. 8.8, I'm just giving this IP. Everybody's access all this range of IP. I mean from this network. This is the network 192.168. Whatever PC will be getting those IP from this network, they will able to access that Google. Okay. So Google access is for all those the PC who are connected in this network. So that's why I have mentioned over here DNS server 8.8.8. Okay. Like previously you are manually you are mentioning it na DNS 8.8 default gateway IP address that was doing in the each and every PC. Now I have mentioned from the server itself, so you don't have to mention manually in any of the PC. Okay, so here we have specified 8.8.8, and if you want to exclude some IP address, some ranges of IP, so what is the command? Simple IP address, right? Or IP DHCP, IP address IP DHCP. Okay, and which one you want to exclude? Exclude tab, just please. Okay, it's not working. Okay, anyhow, you can type the full spelling the word EXCLUDENT. Exclude hyphen address. I think it should work. Okay, it's not taking. Anyhow, so exclude, then there will be address. Okay, excluded address. And which address you want to exclude. So default gateway, you are not, suppose you don't want to assign to the any of the PC default gateway address, right? So exclude this default gateway 192.168.1.1 to 192.168.1.5. So some people may have the confusion like, sir, you have mentioned already 1.1, why you are excluding this? So 1.1 I have mentioned for the default gateway, not for the any of the client. Remember this. So default gateway, you are not going to, whatever you will exclude here, na, it will be not assigned to the client. Remember this. This IP, I mean, any client will not get the IP of 1.1 or like 1.51, 192.168, 1.5. Apart from that, it will start from 1.6, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, and so on, right? But it doesn't mean that 1.1 I have mentioned here, so I cannot exclude it. No, 1.1 is my default gateway address, not a usable IP of the host. Remember this. So that's why I'm excluding this 1.1. Okay. So now what I'll do, just hit enter. You have done. So simply you have to go to the PC because these are the things that you need to complete in the DSCP configurations. Now what I'll do,
So,
I'll test. Yeah.
whenever I'm putting the int fa0 it's showing invalid interface type and number.
0/, I will check it whether 0/0 I will connected in the switch to the router or not. That interface is connected or not. Just check it. Like can you see my screen on there? Just see the cursor. Here is showing na 0/0. So that's why I'm just typing in the router like interface fa0/0, and I have given that particular default gateway address to that interface. But check in your PC in your router. Have you connected fa0/0 or something else? If you have connected some other interface, then it will not take.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, you excluded the address in that you assign the address from 1 to 1.5. It will start assigning from 1.6, right?
Yes. देखो तुम्हारा DSCP काम करने लगा. Just see. मैंने कोई असाइन नहीं किया ना IP, देखो ऑटोमेटिकली 1.6 ले लिया. बस DSCP एनेबल करना है. तो मैनुअली पहले हम लोग असाइन करते थे. नाउ यू डोंट हैव टू असाइन मैनुअली. जस्ट सिंपली यू हैव कॉन्फ़िगर्ड DSCP. Just enable DSCP, it automatically will come. This IP is by default it is come. Let me check with other PC. Just see here.
Sir,
Please show the CLI ones.
CLI. Yeah.
sir, one doubt. Can't we assign just one IP address for excluding it? To exclude it.
You can assign. If you want to exclude 1.1 only, just type. Exclude
Okay.
कर सकते हो. Yeah.
Sir, what if we want to assign into some certain range, that it should be in certain range only, like it should be between 1 to the 5 only. So what should we do in that scenario?
So in the pool, just mention that the range of IP. Ne? When you are assigning.
In which command, sir?
So just okay. First, let's complete this. Check with other devices, then I'll show you with the range.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Please continue. Done.
Yeah. So just check with the our devices na, whether DSCP functioning or not. सारे डिवाइस पे जाओ और उसको जो है क्लिक करो DSCP पे. और चेक करो कि सारे डिवाइस में ऑटोमेटिक आईपी असाइन हुआ है नहीं हुआ है, वेरीफाई करो।
Excuse me, sir.
हम्म
Sir, as we have excluded address that is 1.5, 192.168.1.5. So, sir, we have removed only range or specific address.
No, range from 1 to 1.5. This is the
Okay,
range
sir.
excluded range I have given.
Okay, sir.